We are back with the podcast. Big up to everybody sat waiting. There's a glitch going on in the comments section. Don't worry, it's just a load of bots. It's not actually somebody making hundreds of accounts for other people. Also, it won't let me pin my vlog channel to the top of the comments for some reason. So if you haven't subscribed to that, it's in the description. Kenny, what are you saying, man?
Like I said, the Olympics was over. I'm just quietly amused on why the whole of the football world is shocked that Messi is leaving Barcelona, considering that that they should have been more shocked last season when he tried to force him into Man City. Some people just don't read the signs, do they?
Well said, Kenny. Do you know what? I see. I posted a picture a minute ago on Instagram. They did a press conference yesterday, I think it was, or the day before, whenever it was, and they had all of the trophies he'd won since he's been at Barcelona. It is mad, actually insane, man. Best footballer I've ever seen, and it's a shame he's going to PSG. But I might have to start watching PSG now. But Chig, what are you saying, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. I'm good. No, I'm good. I must admit, Kenny, I was kind of one of those people, really, because I guess I've always been in denial for the last 2 years that Barcelona were really finished. But they do seem finished, like. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not shedding a tear for them motherfuckers. I don't care. I will always hate them. For tapping out every single one of our players. I will always hate them fuckers. I don't care. So, fuck them.
Well said, mate. Well said. Do you know what? So let's actually carry on with this Messi chat for a minute, yeah? Before we talk about our banter club as well. Because like you just said, Chig, yeah, Barca are pretty shafted. Like, and the thing is, let me start with Chig first, yeah? Right. But let me say this, yeah. When you see that Messi was about to sign a new deal, I think Fabrizio tweeted out he's going to sign a contract. He never said here we go, but he did say he's going to sign a new contract. And then literally 24 hours later, it comes out that Barca can't afford him. And you're like, how can you not afford him? Like, I know he's a lot of money, I get it, yeah. But surely that guy being at your football club will generate so much money. He'll probably end up paying for himself over the next couple of years. What did you make of it? Like, obviously, it's funny to see the demise of that club after what they've done, tapping so many of our players up over the years. But what have you made of it? And do you think they can come back from this? Or do you think that this is now their decline like Arsenal's, Chig?
It'll be interesting to see what their decline looks like. But I guess, going back to your original question, it is mad the way it's happened. Like you said, you'd think they would sooner sell half their team just to finance Messi than to let Messi go. Maybe they feel like they can, if they cut off the Messi situation now, they look at it in a situation like, well, he's 31, 32, he's aging, we've got a plan for the future. It's best to tackle this issue now. It could take a couple of years to really get to the bottom and fix. So if their demise is as low as maybe 4th or 5th, and they have a couple of years of that, they might be okay. If their demise is lower than that, that's when you're looking at them and thinking, oh, they really could be finished. But I must admit, like you're surprised that I guess it's the problem when you build a one-man team. When that one-man team eventually goes, how do you rebuild? And this is where I give Real Madrid a lot of credit in some ways, because they could have done that with Ronaldo. In some ways, some would say they did, but I think they were always clever. They were always looking towards youth in the future. How do we build past not just Ronaldo? How do we build past this point? They were very strategic about the way they did stuff. Whereas with Barcelona, I never got that feeling that they were strategic per se. They were more playing in the moment. And I think we're starting to see the results of both of those methods now and how they're both playing out. But any team is going to miss a Messi-sized hole in it. Any team. And, power to PSG. I think even at 31, it will still give him something.
Yeah, well, I think he's older than 31, isn't he? I think he's 33, 34.
Oh, was he? Oh,
Yeah, I think he's 2 years.
I know he's
younger
at
than
least.
Ronaldo.
Yeah, I know it's 2 to 3 years younger than
Yeah, he's
Ronaldo. Yeah.
34. He's just turned 34 in June.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
it's mad though, like you said, that you would have thought that they would have sold a load of players, but then when you actually look at their squad, let me come to Kenny on this. When you look at their squad, they haven't actually got much in their squad that you could get good money for. Let's be honest here. And then obviously they've signed Aguero, and apparently he now wants out, and he's only just got there. Like, it's the whole club has just gone to pot, you know. And I was speaking to a Barcelona fan on Twitter the other day, and he said, "Mate, the club's ruined. It's completely finished." And I was like, "Wow, that bad?" He was like, "Yep, it's done." But obviously, the restrictions in Spain, why they can't sign Messi? They've got too much on their wage bill. Yeah, so they can't sign him up. But then that makes you wonder why they signed Aguero. Why did they sign Depay? Why did they sign Frankie de Jong a couple of years back? Why did they sign all of these players knowing that Messi's contract was coming towards the end and it was going to cost a load of money? But what have you made of it all, Kenny?
Well, I think it's just a farce, really, because I think, you know, the Barcelona are full of. Let's remember that Messi tried to force a move to Barcelona because of things that were going off the pitch. I think, you know, losing 8-2 to Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals last year was final straw. So on the pitch, he didn't think Barcelona can compete with the best in Europe because obviously it was just them and Real Madrid. So that was one consideration they had to look at. And, you know, he had it was a now or never situation in terms of Man City putting in a massive package to get him to the football club. He agreed to go to Man City. Hence, he tried to force a move away from Barcelona because he had something going that way. And it was all because of, you know, family pressure that he stayed in Barcelona. But the minute your head says, right, that's it, I've had enough, and then you're never going to be in the right space to stay at the football club. Barcelona have made this massive plea for him to stay, and rightly so, because he is the club, and obviously there's pressure from the fans. But as you alluded to anyway, in terms of like the new La Liga rules, until they have their very own FFP, and Barcelona just can't be doing this. First, they buy Luis Suarez, then it's Neymar, then it's Griezmann, and you know what I mean. And now it's Aguero and thing. They can't keep on trying to match Real Madrid. Sometimes, you know, La Liga have got a new sponsorship, partnership where they're getting 2.8 billion, but that 2.8 billion they're getting has to be shared around the teams in the top league and a second tier. So again, that's where they're going to be very prudent in terms of like FFP. The worst thing that happened to Barcelona and Real Madrid is that ESL didn't go through. If they went through ESL, the European Super League, Messi stays because they can afford to keep him. But because of you know, Sky Sports and UEFA, you know, got together to protect their positions and con fans into thinking it was for the best, Barcelona be frauded. So again, they're going to have to wait, but they ain't got no time. So in terms of that, Barcelona will never be finished because of the name. They're still going to win a lot of games in Spain on reputation. However, in terms of like the new structures, new financial, you know, measures or restrictions that are placed on the football club, I'm afraid that the only way they can move forward is to cut the ties with Messi. It's the only way they could do it. You know, you have to, and I mean have to, get his name, get his wages off the books, and then start from scratch. It's a shame it had to happen this, but you know, let's face it. I think it's very ironic that an announcement's made he's leaving Barcelona, and then the next day he's got with PSG, which tells me he's got his main phone, which he's in contact with Barcelona. And then he bought a throwaway phone, which no one knows about, a secret phone for PSG. So clearly, you know, he clearly had Paul on hand just in case Peter just decided to do a bunk, and that's where it looks to me. But it's dirty. Very dirty.
Well, I'm just looking at Fabrizio Romano's Twitter account because everyone in the chat was going nuts about it. And he's just done a press conference, Messi. I'm going to read this out, yeah? I'm really sad because I didn't want to leave this club. I love Barca and I wanted to stay. My contract was ready. I did everything in my possibility to stay. There was a problem with Barcelona. There was no problem with Barcelona, sorry. I was okay with every detail. We had an agreement on everything. I was convinced to stay at Barca, but it was not possible because of the La Liga rules. the Romero deal to Tottenham or these kind of things were never the reason. He then continued on, and said the picture with the PSG, he had a picture with Neymar and Di Maria and Verratti and somebody else here, right? So people have asked him about that, and he said, they told me to come to Paris, but it was a joke. We were just friends on holiday. He then said, the news about Barca and Laporta asking me for 30% salary reduction on Thursday is absolutely fake. It's a lie. I offered to reduce my contract by 50%, and they didn't ask me for anything else. So he reckons he would have took a 50% pay cut to stay. Either way, this is mad news. I can't lie, because I never thought he'd ever leave there. I genuinely didn't. But
the thing is, sorry, I cut you. I did last season. I did think he'll go. I did think he had enough. Because it's not just from a sort of footballing perspective. He's seen the situation, what Cristiano Ronaldo has done, the money he's made, but in terms of getting a fresh start in Juventus, and then exploring his brains, into Italy. Now Messi's, obviously Messi's got a worldwide brand, but he's seen what Ronaldo's done. He's thinking, well, I could do the same. So I wasn't shocked, that he was leaving Barcelona. I never expected him to stay last season because of how determined he was to leave last season.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I know he flirted with Man City, but do you know what? Did he though, or was that just his agent taking the piss? Because this happens all the time. And then
but didn't Messi make an announcement? Didn't Messi make an announcement last year that he wanted to go?
I think
he made an announcement last year that he wanted to go. So
did he actually come out and say it himself that he wanted to leave?
Well, it was doing the rounds.
It was widespread.
Widespread.
No, I remember it.
Yeah.
Did he actually say it, or was it actually just?
No one actually heard him, watched him say the words, or heard him say the words. But I think it was well understood that he wanted to go, and he was prepared to do anything possible to force the move to Man City. That was the plan, and then I don't know what ended up happening, but then all of a sudden,
because he fell out the president, the previous president to Laporte.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
See, I remember that, but then that guy went. So then obviously he stayed. He didn't like that other guy, did he? I can't remember the bloke's name. He didn't like the other guy. But let's move on a minute, right? Because the chat are going absolutely nuts about Spurs and Lautaro.
Spurs, I keep seeing it pop up.
Right. Where are you lot seeing this? Because I can't see it.
I can't see it either.
Where are you all looking?
Because but admittedly, I'm looking frantically, so I'm not going to my usual site.
But apparently they've agreed a £60 million fee for Lautaro Martinez.
If that's the case, then they've obviously agreed to sell Kane.
Well, Sky Sports News is on, and at the moment, it's got message of a handkerchief over his eyes. So and the breaking news is Messi, or dare I say it, I repeat it in proper English, PSG offering Lionel Messi a 2-year contract worth £25 million a year, and I'm confident he will sign this week.
25 million.
I've seen the story.
Man.
I've seen the story.
Which source is it? Which place is it? Where are they saying it?
The Times.
Yeah. Well, they're not too bad, to be fair.
Times.
1 second, I've got someone at my door. Hang on. 1 second.
Send them away. No, but
it goes. Tottenham Hotspur have agreed a fee for Lautaro Martinez worth in excess of 60 million, beating off interest from Arsenal, the Inter Milan forward who would play alongside. Oh yeah, you reckon? Alongside Harry Kane.
That is news. Not that I did disbelieve it, because Spurs. There was always their plan B is to keep Kane and get better players around him to keep him. But plan A was, to sell him for as much as they can get out of him. And Kane's stance is trying to lower down the transfer fee, it looks like.
That's unreal. If he ends up going to Tottenham, with or without Kane there, then what does that say about us? Was we actually like, because this is what winds me up with these transfers every year. Yeah? It's like we get linked to absolutely everyone from the start of June, probably even before that. This time around, it was the end of May when the season finished. We're linked to everyone. Yeah, and it's like I just think it's like a bit off key. Like Tottenham have got a new manager, Nuno. Their best players about to leave or on the verge of leaving. Yeah, and then we're in for Martinez. And now Tottenham have agreed 60 mil. So what did we do? What were we doing? Because like if we're in for Martinez, then surely we should be buying Martinez, right?
We can't have been having any kind of conversation that was lower than 60 million.
You know what I mean?
Surely.
It just makes me laugh, mate. Like, and
Yeah,
this is the thing,
Lee, sorry to cut you. I've been doing it quite a lot.
That's all right, go on, mate. Go on.
But what I'm trying to say, and I say it's of a heavy heart. But if you look at if you were someone who was just looking at English football for the first time, and you've probably followed it for the last couple of years, then you would think, using your naked eye, or like I said, unexpert eye on their game, that Tottenham at the moment are a bigger attraction than Arsenal Football Club. They're still in Europe, or even albeit in the conference, but they are a bigger attraction. And it's recognised in football terms. They've got a better squad, and they've got their infrastructure at the moment is more modern than us. This isn't better, but it's more modern. So at the moment, they've probably got more to offer. And the guy's going to think, right, I'm going to play with better players. I'm going to get in this Champions League. And let's face it, they're in London now. So it's not a case that they've got to look at Chelsea and Arsenal in terms of like being near the West End. They now got a massive, ground which can hold 62,000. Plus, they know they can get attraction. So they're going to attract the sort of tourist fans as well. So it's a choice now. Tottenham, Chelsea and Arsenal. Right now, we're not first choice.
Yeah, well, and Lukaku's... I suppose... in a way, I mean, if Lukaku's going to Chelsea, then they ain't going to be in for another striker. I reckon they'll still go for Haaland next summer, because I think they'll just factor in Werner into the deal next summer. Yeah, and bin him, and then they've got Lukaku and Haaland. But Lautaro Martinez, if he is to leave, and that club is shafted, by the way, they're close to bankruptcy, mate. They're like in 600 odd million debt in there. So if he is to leave, I suppose it would make sense for him to go to somewhere where he's got a mate just round the corner, wouldn't it? So either Arsenal or Tottenham, because then he can still feel at home with his mate, if that makes sense. But I'm baffed, mate. If they sign him and we don't, then we are officially finished, aren't we? Like if Tottenham can beat us to a signing of a top young player, what does that tell us about our club, man? I mean, that's just insane, if I'm honest. And we've wasted 10 weeks nearly of this transfer window and signed one outfield player that's going to start football matches on a regular. We haven't sold a single player. And like when I see people cussing Chelsea for signing Lukaku for 100 million or 130, whatever it is, they've made about 100 million this summer by selling youth teamers that have never kicked a ball before. So that covers the cost of Lukaku. We've sold no one, literally no one. So we're sat here 5 days before the start of the season, sold no one, signed one player that's going to start on a regular. What has Edu and Richard Garlick and Arteta and Vinay all been doing for the whole of the last 10 weeks? It's mad.
Well, I think they're trying to exhaust every minute, every hour, and every day up until the 31st of August. This is going into the 11th hour. I can guarantee you that.
That's what pisses me off with it, Kenny. Yeah, it's like it shouldn't be like that. Yeah, we've known that Maddison is 70 million quid for about a month. Yeah, well, if we want him that badly, 70 million. Look at Danny Ings. Nobody reported Danny Ings to Aston Villa. Yeah, they've obviously phoned him up and said, we're getting rid of Grealish. We want Danny Ings. How much? And they went 30 mil. They went, cool. Can we put it out on our Twitter that we've agreed a deal? Like, that's it. Done. Because if you want somebody that badly, you pay it, which is what we did with Ben White. We overpaid for it, but we wanted him badly. And the ironic thing about that is we didn't even need a centre-back. Yeah, that wasn't a priority position. The midfield was the priority. Now we're going 5 days before the season starts. With 23 days until the window shuts. We still ain't got a midfielder that's going to start week in, week out. And now Partey's injured. Yeah, and he's going to miss the first game. It's a shambles, man. It's an absolute shambles. I've just seen as well.
It's Arsenal. It's Arsenal. But the thing is, it's not just our club. I think what's happening is that you're going to see that, you know, the 11th hour, there's going to be massive, massive business involving Arsenal. And you know, Levy can only keep on saying no, but he may say yes at 11, you know, 10:59 on the thing. So it'd be Arsenal's role. And I think that's what clubs are doing. They're buying themselves time, you know, to make the deals and to try and knock the price down. It's clear that Arsenal are knocking down the prices of the players that they're putting, you know, bids in for, and they're trying to up the prices for, you know, for clubs who are trying to take players to their hands. Bellerin is in his last contract, but again, we don't want him on loan. We want a fee for him. You know what I mean? And then the other clubs say, oh no, we know it's his last year, so we're going to take him on loan, and then we'll take him around. So there's a lot of negotiations and, you know, verbal chess being played. And when it comes to Arsenal Football Club, if any team takes it into the 11th hour, it's us. Simple. It's us. And it's all about this.
Yeah, but that's why I get pissed off with it, because like we couldn't even get rid of Xhaka because we decided to dig our heels in and say, do you know what? We're not going to take 15 million, including the add-ons, just to get him off the wage bill as well. That's another 100 grand a week, which could have then been spent on somebody else. Instead, what we'll do is we'll renew his contract on more money, just so it saves us money, so we don't have to buy one. As soon as they gave Smith Rowe number 10, I knew we weren't buying a number 10. Yeah, classic Arsenal. But buzz everyone up. Oh, Smith Rowe is the number 10. And because they know nobody's going to cuss it because it's Smith Rowe and he's a kid and he's come through the academy. Now they're sweet. They don't have to sign Maddison. And what will happen is it go all the way down to the deadline day. And if we get him, our fans will brush under the carpet the 12 weeks before that. Yeah. If we don't get him, then there you go. What have we done for the last 12 weeks? It's just a shambles, man. And now let me come to Chig. I've just seen, because somebody told me to go and check this out. So I typed in Joe Willock's name. I just typed in Joe Willock Arsenal, yeah, on the Google search. And Arsenal.news page Instagram account posted out a picture saying Joe Willock is very close to leaving Arsenal. He's travelling up to Tyneside. Yeah, this was from the other day, by the way. But Joe Willock liked it.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah, he liked it. And it's a picture of him in a Newcastle shirt. The geezer posted it out, and Joe Willock has actually liked it. What do you make of this Joe Willock move? Like, I know, like, we're not his biggest fans, but I still feel like he could offer us something that we ain't got.
Listen, for me, I could understand the people making that argument. I've always said sell him. I've always been of the opinion that he's not given us anything up until now. He had a bit of a hot streak at Newcastle, but personally, if I had a player who I wanted to let go of, and I put them on loan, that's what I'd want them to do. I'd want them to go on a hot streak. I'd want them to improve their value, and he's done that. What I wouldn't want us to do is easily make a naz ourselves out of a situation whereby we could get a certain value for the guy, and we don't, because we think, oh, hold on. And then we hold on to him, and then we don't do anything with them. The thing is, if it was any other manager, mate, I'd say keep him. But he clearly doesn't rate Joe Willock. You know, if it was Unai Emery, I'd have been like, all right, keep him. Because Emery liked him. Emery rated him highly.
Yeah.
And got the best out of him. Whereas I think with Arteta, it's, you know, I just don't think Arteta knows how to use him or where to use him. For me personally, I think that Joe Willock is like almost a deep number 10 type player, where you
he's like an 8.5, isn't he? He's quite an 8, but he's not quite a 10.
He's someone that you bring on to kind of kill a game, but still be a threat. In that kind of latter third of the game where you need a bit of energy, and he can provide that threat still. And I feel personally, I just don't think Arteta is aware of how to play him. So I think for that reason, collect as much money as you can for him. As you said yourself, we need all the pennies we can get to buy your Martinez's, to buy your Madisons, and to at least hold on to the damn 8th place we do have. Never mind anything. Never mind the 4th, because at this rate, everyone else is going to overtake us. I'm talking about your Evertons who are going to improve. You know, I'm talking about everyone else that finished below us who are going to improve.
But this is the thing, yeah. What winds me up with this is we've known that Newcastle have wanted Joe Willock since they got him on loan in January. So why has it taken until the 8th of August for it to look like it could be done?
Arsenal like doing this. Arsenal like taking time. They like playing for their position. They like waiting for things to develop. That would be the way that they look.
Yeah, but the thing is, we've probably haggled with them over a couple of million quid. Yeah. For the sake of a couple of million quid, just take the money and then put that towards something else. We could have potentially have lost out on a player, i.e. Maddison or Lautaro Martinez or somebody like that, because we were thinking, right, well, if we can get rid of this player and that player, then we can do the money to go and put the first payment down on this player. And by pissing around for 6 weeks, 8 weeks on Joe Willock, 9 weeks, whatever it is, that could have potentially cost us a player that now could be going to Tottenham. Yeah, or James Maddison, who, like, it might not happen now because it might take a little bit longer. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, I just don't get it. And when I look at clubs like Aston Villa, yeah, I know they obviously had the luxury of having £100 million coming their way. But let's be real, they ain't paying the whole lot up front. So they're only getting a first payment out of that. Yeah. But Aston Villa, did you see the CEO of Villa? His 5-minute speech on Twitter? Absolutely quality, man. That is what our club should be like. Because do you know what? There was a lot of angry Aston Villa fans at Grealish. Yeah, which I don't quite get. Because they've got.
No, I don't get it either. Yeah.
Got a lot of money for him. He's got him back into the Premier League. He's helped him stay in the Premier League. And he is a top class footballer.
I didn't get that either.
Yeah, it's mad. But when he came out and said that, look, we knew we're going to get to this point at some point, so we decided last summer to renew his contract. And he said that if a team with Champions League football comes in for me, I want to go. Yeah, and they said, cool, we're sticking £100 million on your head. So obviously they said other teams came in. They didn't say what teams came in. Other Premier League teams came in, didn't offer the money.
I agree with 95% of what you're saying. But the only thing I would say is this. At what point then do you then negotiate with teams? Because one of our biggest gripes has always been, oh, why can't we extract a maximum value for the players that we do have so that we can then go on our spending assault or whatever?
Yeah. And
you now just said, well, for the sake of a couple of million, we should just take whatever Newcastle offered. That's where I disagree.
I totally understand what you're saying. But let me give you this example, yeah? Victor Moses signed for Chelsea 9 years ago for £13 million. Chelsea just sold him, or an obligation to buy him after his loan this season coming up, for £4 million 9 years later. Yeah? Chelsea did that quick. That was done and dusted as soon as the window opened. Yeah, so how can they do that with a player that's been at the club 9 years, been out on loan 4 or 5 times? Yet we're sitting here haggling over an extra couple of quid for Joe Willock. When Joe wants to leave, we're happy to let him go, and Newcastle want to sign him. Yeah, so instead of saying 25 million and then them coming back and saying, well, no, we'll give you 17. Yeah, and then you're going, oh, well, give us 24 million. How about we'll call it 20 million and we'll put a couple of million in add-ons if you get into European football or whatever. Bish, bash, bosh, it ain't fucking hard. Yeah,
look, so yeah, but that's why we're talking about it getting to the 11th hour. It's because of things like, as Chiggs just mentioned, you know, Arsenal determined to get as much value as they are, because you know what happens with a lot of football clubs now, they want to get the maximum value for even players they don't want, because it's all about money laundering. We get the money and we use that money to go and pay for players, because we want to get as much money to meet the club's valuations. And I think that's where Arsenal's doing, and I think that's going to be, you know, an occurrence for a good few years. Not so much in January, but in the main window, you know, up until the 31st of August. This is going to happen. You know, players that we're hearing Kolasinac wants to leave the football club again. That's a situation where Arsenal are going to look at that and say, right, it's penny pinching. Look at, you know, make sure that, you know, everything's all right with Kieran Tierney, and because remember they got Tavares as well. So they want to make sure that everything is, you know, like I said, is watertight. And money plays a massive, massive part of Arsenal. And that's why you do see Arsenal, you know, come to the start of the season never having their business done. Like look happened with Partey. We could have got Partey long before.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
October.
We knew the price on Partey 18 months earlier. So when we activated it on deadline day and everyone's jizzing saying Don Edu, well, wow, I could have activated that clause.
But that's Arsenal thing. Because the reason why Arsenal left it to the 11th hour, because they didn't want to pay the money. They want to go cheaper. And that's us all over. That's why these deals take so long to get through. Because
we just diver and diver and diver, right? Like I was on a stream with Dammy the other day, and we were talking about Marina at Chelsea. Mate, that woman does not fuck about, mate. Yeah, like the amount of money she extracts for players that ain't even kicked a first team ball is just insane. Yeah, like 35 million for Tomori or whatever it is. Yeah, I mean, yes, he's a good talent, but 35 mil.
They're the best in the business. It's what I've been saying. My thing over the last few years is that you don't get the best people on a football pitch. You get the best people who are the best at their jobs. Who's the best at their jobs in as a contract negotiator? You get the best person. Who's the best director of football? You get the best person. So you get people who are going to do a good job for Chelsea Football Club in order that if everyone does their jobs properly off the field, then the domino effect is excellent on the field. And that's what Chelsea and Man City do. Man United and Arsenal will struggle because they had one man at the top for too long. Sir Alex and thing. So they are basically in the steeplechase where we're about a lap behind Chelsea and Man City because they've allowed themselves not to modernise themselves because they were one man each had too much control of the football club. Arsenal Marina is the best in the business because guess what? All this time when people talk about the 40 players that Chelsea have on loan, that money is used for their transfer budget. That way they get around FFP. They're bright.
All day long. If you look how much money they've made, if Tammy Abraham goes for anything over 35, I think they've made about 100 million. This summer. Yeah, that pays for Lukaku. So when people go, they're ruining football, look at them buying him for 100 million. Well, they ain't, because they ain't spent a penny of that, because they've sold 5, 6, 7 players and got 5, 6, 7 players off the wage bill, which will probably be there or thereabouts the same kind of money that Lukaku's getting anyway. So that covers itself. Well done, Chelsea. Proper run football club. Yeah. And if you look, I see a table. Somebody posted it out yesterday, I think, on Instagram. Chelsea are the third highest in terms of sales, in the last 9 years. I think Atletico Madrid and I think it was Benfica or Porto. I think it was Benfica were above them. In terms of player sales, they've got over £1 billion in player sales in the last 9 years. Which is what? About 110 million a season. That they get in. So when they go out and do 200 million last summer, or 150 or whatever it is, well, they didn't because they got the Hazard money, they got the Morata money. Every year they do it, and they are easily one of the best run football clubs in the world. Easily, like you said, they've got the best people in the best positions. We're sitting here with some fucking idiot who was sat on the bench in the Invincible era, and everyone's calling him a Don. He's on his 5th holiday in 4 weeks, by the way. Like, what are you doing? And then people saying to me, "Oh yeah, but you can use your phone abroad. Like, you don't have to be in front of the person to do the deal." Well, have your holiday after you've boxed off all the deals, mate. Do the business, get the jobs done, get it all boxed off, and then go and have as long as you want until the next window opens, mate. Instead, seeing you in Monaco, seeing you in Portugal, seeing you in fucking Mallorca, he's in there. Like, you're taking the piss out of us. Seeing him on a jet ski the other week. Like, you're taking the piss. We've signed one fucking player, mate. It winds me up, man. I want to come to you, Chig, on this question first. And big up to everyone watching, 1,100 people watching. Smash the likes up. Make sure you subscribe to Chig's channel. The link is in the description. Guna Eagle Eye. Make sure you follow Kenny Ken 1972, Twitter and Insta, description. And make sure you subscribe to my vlog channel. The next vlog will be dropping tomorrow. Go and check out the one I dropped last night. I went down the beach yesterday. It was lit. So go and check that out. But Chig, can teams like Palace catch Arsenal this season? Don't forget, Aston Villa are probably, and Leeds United maybe in that conversation as well.
Villa, absolutely. I expect them to. Leeds, most likely. Palace, I'm going to say no. I think it will take Vieira some time to work out the team, and I don't really trust their infrastructure that much, to be honest. That owner, I'm not really sure about him yet. But I get the overall point. How far can Arsenal sink? As long as they leave, the Spanish one in charge, sink as far as we need to. We've put far too much trust, far too much knowledge in his inexperienced hands. So we can only see ourselves going lower and lower and lower. And it's a shame. It is a shame. But sometimes we need to learn the harshest of lessons in the harshest of ways. So let's see what happens.
What about you, Kenny? Do you think Palace, Villa, Leeds, even Everton, we could say, are in that?
Well, on paper they can, because they've got a good team. But the thing is, the only way these teams catch up with Arsenal is if Mick Arteta does what he did last season. You know, I repeat what I said last week on the show, and what I say on my Instagram as well. This is not a play year. This is the year you sit your exams, which means Mick Arteta, regardless of who we got, because I know these guys are going to start using the fact that Mick Arteta hasn't got the players he wanted. They're going to use the fact that he's in the second year of his transition. And at the board never backs him. Well, I'm sorry, right? The reason why we got
an Arteta call, I don't know what.
Exactly. So if Arsenal, right, if basically what Arsenal need to do is get a clear start playing style, regardless of who we got, and start playing to their strengths, which is attacking football. And if they play to their strengths, which is attacking football, then teams like Aston Villa, Leeds, and Everton won't get near them, because guess what? Arsenal, we've beaten them again, because they struggled to beat them last season. In fact, both the teams mentioned, two of the teams we've mentioned, did the double over them, and one team, i.e. Crystal Palace, got a point at the Emirates where for the first time they're a better side. But that's all down to Arteta. So basically, they'll only catch up with us and go past us if this manager decides that this is another experimental season for him to show what a great coach he is and to shock the world with his tactics. Well, I'm sorry, that's last year, mate. You've got to win football matches. He's not a manager. He's not a coach anymore. He's a manager. So in that respect, they shouldn't. If we play best football,
he is shocking the world, though, because the world seems to think he's a good coach.
Well, our fans do. So, some of our fans still do, but our fans just need to,
do they believe that, or is it just like to look like they're being super positive? Like,
Lee, I just want to say how extraordinary that we've had problems at the football club I think. You say from the fact since when we moved to Highbury, I say realistically we've had problems since probably 2008, 2009. And it's just got worse. It's just got slowly worse and worse. Yet one man who's only here for 18 months, is responsible for all their problems when he was only here for 18 months, which means the guy before that and the guy after that are blameless. Don't you think it's extraordinary that one man here for 18 months is responsible, and that everyone said that they felt suicidal when that one man was here for 18 months, who finished 2 points off third place, a point off fourth, and basically got his pants pulled down away like the Emperor's new clothes in the final against against Chelsea in Azerbaijan. One man responsible for their problems. He was only here for 18 months. Quite extraordinary.
It's mad, isn't it? It is actually insane. I've just seen as well, Fabrizio Romano's tweeted out Edin Dzeko to Inter Milan is almost done. So he's going to be the new striker. He's leaving Roma. I bet Jose's fuming. He's leaving Roma to go to Inter. So does that mean that Lautaro is going, or is that just Lukaku's replacement? We're going to find out. But listen, big up to everyone watching. Make sure you smash the likes up. 1,150 people still watching. Make sure you follow Chig's channel. Subscribe to that Guna Eagle Eye and Penny Ken 1972. Both links are in the description, and my vlog channel as well. Go and check that out. But I just want to wrap up in the next 5-10 minutes on the game today. Obviously, we've got Tottenham in in a friendly as such. It's never a friendly. But what I know it's obviously for charity this game, yeah. I was shocked when I see that we were playing Tottenham this close to the start of the season because I was like, it's never really a friendly, is it, Arsenal-Tottenham? And let me come to you, Chig, yeah, like, do you think like it's a bit dumb? I know it's for a good cause and all that, but do you think it's a bit dumb playing the likes of Chelsea and playing the likes of Tottenham so close to the start of the season when you know that there's that rivalry there and it's going to get a little bit tasty at times in some of the tackles? Or do you just think, no, you're chatting shit, Lee?
No, I think it's a reasonable concern. Obviously, there's always risk of injury in any game, as we've seen with the likes of Partey. And obviously, when there's, like you say, more of a tasty game like a Chelsea or especially a Tottenham, that risk grows. But I think from a kind of a competitive, see where we are sort of perspective, I'm not going to complain. It should give, hopefully, Arteta, Edu, and whoever everyone else needs to know the kind of idea of where we are as a club in terms of how ready are we for the season. You know, they might look at it. They might look at the Chelsea game and think, all right, well, against the European champions, we really just about lost the game. Now, in watching the game, for me, it told a slightly different story. But they might look at the result rather than the performance and think that way. Whereas I think the Spurs game should hopefully really get them to pay attention and say to themselves, all right, well, Spurs is hopefully the minimum that we should be looking to, the lowest we should be looking to finish. Therefore, what do we need to make sure that we ensure we do that? So hopefully we'll perform well. Just like I hope we perform well in any game. Am I going to lose my shit if we lose? No. I'll be annoyed because it's Spurs, but I won't lose my absolute shit because we lost the game. It's a friendly is a friendly.
Yeah, just come join me at Man City this season, man. It's fine.
Do you know what I mean? Listen, I'm halfway to Villa, mate. I'm halfway to Villa. Halfway to Villa on loan, trust me. So yeah, so for me, I'm not stressed. With the Arsenal thing, I'm telling you guys now. I said this on my channel earlier this week. I'm gonna say this now. For those of people who are getting mad now, it's a long way to go, yo. Pace yourself. Because Arsenal are going to stress you the fuck out this season. A long way to go this season.
I absolutely love what you're saying, man.
Mate, I've already accepted to expect absolutely nothing but banter. And I'm just here for the shits and the giggles, man. It's just going to be hilarious. It's actually, you're going to have to sit and laugh at it. Otherwise, you're going to get so angry. And when we do these watch-alongs again this season, I'm just going to sit and laugh. Yeah, people will be sitting there going, "Oh, look at him, he's laughing because Arsenal are losing." No, I'm laughing because I fucking told you all back before you got the job it's going to happen. That's why I'm laughing, because you didn't listen. You also told me I'm negative, so I'm just going to take the piss out of it all season now. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, and at the end of the day, I'm going to enjoy what I'm doing in terms of streaming, where I'm living my life, rather than getting so stressed over that shit.
But guys, don't you think that in a way, even though they say it's all for charity, the Mind series, we noticed that it's not just Arsenal. Man United played Everton yesterday. Newcastle played Norwich. So I think what it is right now is that it's replacing the money that they've lost because they can't, make millions on the sort of Premier, promoting the Premier League. So in that respect, I think what's happened, every club is doing each other a favour. Said, all right, we're not going to give your away fans tickets. Well, West Ham gave Brentford tickets, but Brentford gave West Ham fans tickets. But it's a case of like, right, we know that if we had friendly matches, our fans won't turn up unless we're playing a Premiership game. And what's bigger in London than Chelsea, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham as well?
That's $7.99 they're charging. Only £4 of that goes to charity.
Yeah, so
the other £4 come into the club.
Yeah, it's all about money. But I think what's happened is that it's about the clubs replacing the money. That they've lost from having no fans. Let's face it, right now, if clubs are desperate to make sure that they have full crowds next season. So what better way is to use, Mind Series and other games across the country against other Premiership clubs as test events. Said, right, full crowds, boom, they love it. They've behaved themselves. They're going to comply with what we want. Boom, Boris, don't mess around. We want 60. We want all our fans to turn up to the game. So really and truly, it's killing a lot of this. These friendlies against other Premiership teams. It's killing a lot of birds with with this massive stone, which is pre-COVID. It's money, and and no one can really complain about it because it gives fans a chance to go and watch the club. Some Arsenal fans or Spurs fans today probably won't get tickets to a derby. This is probably their best time, and Spurs will put out a strong side. I know Arsenal will, and there'll be a sending off.
Yeah. Well, let's hope there's no injuries. Give us a score prediction for the game.
3-0 Tottenham. You asked. You shouldn't have asked me. You shouldn't have asked me. You shouldn't have asked me. They're going to take it seriously.
You said it. It was just so casually.
They're going to take it seriously. We're going to take it seriously. But, they've got 60,000 fans behind them. What do you expect me to say? Lie?
No, I don't. No, that's why I love having you on here, man. I love listening to you, Kenny. What about you, Chig?
I wasn't going to predict any better, really. 1-0 Tottenham was what I was going to say.
Oh dear.
I don't want us to lose. I don't want us to lose. And I'll be, miffed. But the truth is, there's no kinsmanship here. It's all about telling the truth and being honest with each other. That's much better than the kinsmanship.
That's exactly why I said for me, I'm not gonna completely lose my shit if Arsenal lose, because I expect them to lose. We're not where we need to be, so I expect them to lose.
Yeah,
and Spurs were the better side last year, so there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fact. That's absolutely fact. I just want to finish up on this comment. Make sure you smash the likes up. There's nowhere near enough likes on it. Make sure you follow my vlog channel. It's pinned to the top of the comment section now. Make sure you follow Chig's channel, Laguna Eagle Eye. That's in the comments. Description. The link for that. Kenny Ken 1972 on Insta and Twitter as well. Description. And let me end on this. Why does I told you so matter? You should hope you were wrong, mate. I've been proven right since he got here. And all I've had is a bunch of absolute scumbags chat absolute shit to me for over 18 months. Yeah, so I'm going to fully rub it in their faces this season. Yeah, so if you don't like that, you don't have to watch it, mate. It
works both ways. It works both ways as well because if you look over the season, whenever Arsenal won games, it wasn't people celebrating together. It was people who were using it as a stick to beat people like ourselves up.
Exactly.
People who we know very well who thought, these are Arteta. So I bet they're all upset. And there's a podcaster, a certain podcaster who left a podcast that she did with an ex-footballer who was always banging that drum on a Twitter handle and Instagram handle. Rather than celebrating us winning matches, used it as a stick like a child to beat us with.
Do you remember the FA Cup final win? Yeah, and I was in Sevilla, and all the comments were just going, "Oh, he's proving you wrong. He's proving you wrong. Why aren't you celebrating the cup with me? Why are you coming for me?"
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like 500 people signed on just to be able to tell you.
Yeah, literally, the figures went up 500 as soon as that full-time whistle went. Yeah, just to tell me, "Oh, you're wrong." Yeah, well, where are they all at now? Where they at? Because trust me, this season I'm going to have them on strings, mate. Yeah, watch when I start doing my Man City watch-alongs as well with my Mario shirt on.
Look, the thing is, right, is that once again, it just shows you one thing, right, is that before social media arrived, I naively thought that all Arsenal fans will stick together through thick and thin. But unfortunately, when you do have things like social media, you're not just open social media to the fact that you support the club. You're open social media to your personality. And, the limelight and the bright lights are really, really bright when, you have a few followers and people listen to you and give you a few likes and say, you're right. So you forget that, sometimes, and we're all guilty of it, what we're really here for, which is support the football club. But, it's an animal farm situation. Some people are more important than others, and they believe it. Yeah, you mustn't get and I say this to all the people watching. I know a lot of the people I'm talking about watch this show. Do not confuse the amount of Twitter followers you have with your actual football knowledge. Because I'll tell you one thing, right? It's a mile of the paths don't meet. Trust me. It's in another continent, your football knowledge with the amount of Twitter followers you have. Just remember that.
Fact. Mate, listen, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I actually even tweeted this yesterday. It's amazing how many people on Twitter from various different fan bases have hundreds of thousands of followers. But then when they go and do a video platform like YouTube, nobody comes over to watch them. So where's your 200,000 on Twitter gone then? Like, where's your 100,000 on Twitter? Listen, you
different
can be,
audiences, different audiences.
And that's the thing. Different age groups, different audiences, different mentality. The fact and reality is that platform is just full of fucking kids. Yeah, that's it. It's just full of teenage kids. Yeah, that seem to think that they know ball. Yes, I know ball. And if you're over the age of 30, all of a sudden, what's your opinion got to do with anything? Blah, 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 blah. It's pathetic. Over here, we get a wider audience, first and foremost, because this platform is nearly 10 times bigger. And not only that, it's different age groups.
Well, you wouldn't have thought. Lee, sorry, you wouldn't have thought that with when you watch certain other podcasts where the same people appear on the same podcast. Clearly, me, you, and Chig have been banned from them out of the other podcast. That's why we only did this one.
Because I've got 34 degrees outside.
Chig, what are you laughing for, man?
I don't need to go on a podcast.
You know it's true, isn't it?
Yeah, come on, of course it is. And this is the thing. Like, I'm quite happy not to go on podcasts. I'm quite happy just to chill. But I find it funny, man. I genuinely find it all funny. It's so snaky and sneaky, social media. Like, especially like when you're in the YouTube side of it as well. People are just snakes, man. But you know what? Let them all crack on, man. Let them crack on. Big up Flo Zanelli as well. Big up my boy Flo.
Flo, love you loads, mate. Ashley's back in Australia.
He's a proper real one, man. Proper real one. And he says, remember when the season finished, Arteta said we've been working on summer transfers all season, so we're ready. We know what we want. Oh, yes, the clear plan. And less than a week to go, we've signed kids and struggling to bring in ballers. But what happens is the narrative from the likes of LT Arsenal, Patrick Timmons, Now.Arsenal, AFTV, and any other account that's got over 100,000 followers or gets a lot of traction on their Twitter, will sit there and chat bollocks saying, well, nobody wants to buy the likes of Kolasinac. Let's not fucking forget here, yeah? Joe Hart went from Tottenham to Celtic this summer. Joe Hart. Yeah? We're about to terminate Kolasinac's contract. Why didn't we do that at the end of the season? Why have we waited until now? Why didn't we do it on the 30th of June when he started to go into the last year of his contract? Why are we sat here on the 8th of August and he's still got a contract? Why didn't we terminate it in January when he went out on loan? Like, there's so many questions. But these people, them accounts I've just said, have you ever seen them tweet anything negative in the last 12 months? Have you ever seen them do that? Now what they do is they try and convince people that the signing of whoever it may be, like that's the latest one, Kieran Trippier. Yeah. Oh, it's going to be an amazing signing. That he's good. He's experienced. It gets one over Tottenham. It's Sol Campbell again. These people, man, that seriously, they're a fucking scourge on this fan base. Yeah.
Well, think, but Lee, they think we are. They think me, you, and Chig are.
I forgot about the pagan as well. Yeah, the pagan's coming up with slight little subtle hate campaigns against the club now after spending all summer tweeting out pictures and compilations of players that we weren't linked to, convincing himself we could be linked to him, and then getting the ump when we didn't get linked to him. Fucking weirdos, man. These people are weirdos. And this is the thing, like Kenny just said, people will sit there and say that we're the fucking scourge of the fan base. No, we demand better. We're not sitting there doing anything other than wanting better for our football club. When you're sitting there putting out positive, it's fucking disgusting. Yeah, how about use your platforms, the size of your platforms, to actually speak, number one, what you think, not what you think people would like to hear. And number two, start making the club accountable. And it's not just Twitter.
Genie's out the bottle. But
it's not just Twitter though, Kenny. It's Instagram as well.
I hear you, but you've got to realise is that when you do start these kind of things like podcasts and you have a set audience and you do become like dictated by your audience. And that's why, you can't put the genie back in the bottle. If your audience wants you to conduct yourself in a certain way where everyone speaks in a sort of conservative manner, no one falls out, and there's no heat discussions, and that's what your audience want. You've got to give them what they want, and that's the thing. Not every podcast is going to be unfiltered like this,
Lee,
and that's the thing. People say that.
Lee, as the head of the fan base, as the head of the Arteta house, you should know this. Oh,
I think I've got competition now. I think Diesel's trying to take my crown. Do you know what I mean?
I was surprised to learn you were the head of the Arteta house. I was like, oh yeah.
Diesel and Terry, big up to them, man. I need to jump on that channel real soon as well. But listen, I'm going to wrap this up. It is 34 degrees outside. My daughter and mum are sat at the swimming pool waiting for me. So
34 degrees. Is there a breeze where you are? Of course, if there's a sea, of course there's a breeze.
Yeah. Well, I've got 2 patio doors open here. It's like an L-shaped patio doors. It's like 2.
I bet you have your phone out and you're watching the football. Yeah, she will be sending you the scores. Don't she? Send him the scores. Send him blow by blow.
I won't be watching that. I will not be watching that. But no, listen, big up. Thanks for coming on again, lads. Appreciate it. Big up to everybody in the chat as well. Still 1,200 people watching live. Make sure you go and follow Kenny Ken1972 on Twitter and Insta. And make
I might
sure
cut my hair. I think I need to cut my hair, so I might do it in the next few weeks. I'm definitely going to do it before the Joshua fight anyway.
You should Instagram live it. Do it on Instagram.
No, not
live.
a chance. Not a chance. I wouldn't be able to pull that off. I think people just want to hear me, but not hear too much of me. So like I said, I think I know my Twitter, my Instagram followers, what they want and what they don't want from me.
Do you know what I mean? Nice one, Kenny. And go and subscribe to Guna Eagle Eye. Chig's link for his channel is in the description as well. Make sure you go and subscribe to him right now.
Yeah,
do it now.
Earlier today.
What you got coming up?
Did a show earlier today. Dropped a couple of shows on Chick Flicks earlier this morning as well. On one today, and I'm also I'm doing a member stream later this evening at about 8. So,
do you still love boxing?
I hate it and like it.
Did you watch the Matchroom show yesterday?
Yeah. I watched bits of it.
Oh well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. We need to get Lee into the boxing vibe properly.
Yeah,
Lee's a casual.
I do like boxing, but I'm not into
you're
it
a casual. You don't like boxing like us. You're a casual. You only come for
a
big
casual.
fights.
I'm not even going to lie. I am a casual. I'm not even going to flag it. But yeah, make sure you also go and subscribe to my vlog channel. There's 1,100 people watching this right now. Yeah. Go and subscribe to the vlog channel. It's pinned to the comment section. So go and do that now. I'm currently on, if it lets me load. I don't think it's going to. I don't know what's going on with YouTube today, man. It's been proper weird. Like, it wouldn't let me pin my thing earlier, but I'm currently on.
It still says you've got 60.1 subscribers.
Yeah,
so
it's nearly
60.2. It's working there, isn't
it? I'm literally 154 away from 5,000 subs on that other channel. So if you haven't subscribed, and there's 154 of you that haven't subscribed, go and subscribe to it right now. Check out the vlog I did yesterday. That's got decent numbers, 4K views. So thank you very much. That was a little beach day with my mini-me, my little daughter, and her mum. Jez is MIA today because his electricity's gone. There's a power cut in his area, man. So maybe he just didn't pay the bill. I don't know. Maybe or maybe Arteta's had something to do with it. Maybe he's had enough of hearing him slag him off, and he's put some juju on him or something. I don't know. But listen,
I think they banned him, innit? I think someone's called Arsenal Football Club to ban Jez for slagging off Arteta slander.
Wouldn't surprise me. They're all a bunch of grasses, mate. All a bunch of grasses. But anyway, on that bombshell, Arteta out. I'll be back again at 6 o'clock and then 10. Hang on. I'll be back again at 6 o'clock and then 10 o'clock. Yeah, I'm out of here. Laters. Arteta out.